3NT factorization. Now look at the following question. We are to factorize 6ax plus 3ay. What are we going to do? We are going to factorize out the common factor for both of them. So I will have 6ax plus 3ay. What are the common factors? Let us look at the number 6 and 3. The common factor for 6 and 3 is 3. So we will have the number 3. Next, ax and ay. What will be the common factor? A is the common factor. So after we identify the common factor, we need to take 6 divided by 3 gives you 2. Ax divided by a will give you x plus 3 divided by 3 will give you 1. Ay divided by a will give you y. Okay, and we will need to write this down as a product of its factors. Do not throw away 3a because 3a is one of the factor. So we will have 3a down here. Then 2x plus 1 unit of y. Now the 1 should be invisible, so we are not going to write down. We can write it this way, or we can also present the answers without the brackets for 3a. Both answers are acceptable. Let us try one more question. Factorize 5b minus 10b squared. So down here we will have 5b minus 10b squared. Let us consider the numbers. What is the common factor for 5 and negative 10? The common factor will be 5. One is b, the other one is b squared. B squared is actually b times b. The other one is just b. So the common factor will be b. Let's check. 5b divided by 5b. Is there nothing? No, the answer should be there will be 1 unit. So 5b divided by 5b is 1. Next one, this is negative 10 divided by 5. That will give you negative 2. B squared divided by b, I have b left. So writing this down as the answer, we will have in terms of its factors. Do not throw away 5b. So this will be 5b. And then 1 minus 2b. Factorization of quadratic expression. What is a quadratic expression? Please take a look. Now down here we will have x squared plus 6x plus 8. It is always arranged in terms of x squared, x followed by number. So now what is the coefficient of x squared? We will need to think of the following: a, b, and c. A is the number 1, b is 6, c is 8. So using your calculator, mode 33, key in the values for a, b, and c. Now inside my calculator, it shows me that my x values are negative 2 and negative 2, and the other one is negative 4. So what do we need to do? We will need to write this into its brackets of 2 terms. What times what gives me x squared? X times x gives me x squared. Then I will consider the number. This is minus 2, so I will have to write plus 2. This is minus 4, I will have to write plus 4. Now this is the shortcut to your answer. But what exactly is the working? Now we will have to consider the following table of terms. We are going to start off with the x squared term. X squared term is always here, and we need to consider what times what gives me x squared. We know that x times x will give me x squared. And next, we'll need to look at the last term. This is c. Over at this corner, we need to have the number a. What number times what number will give me positive 8? And that will be 2 times 4 will give me positive 8. Let's try to complete our working. 2 times x will give me 2x. And x times 4 times x will give me 4x. For the center term, I want to be able to get positive 6. So 2x plus 4x will give me positive 6x. So in this case, both the signs are addition. And we will have x plus 2, x minus 4. We know that. Let us practice one more question of this type. Now this is a quadratic expression where it is in terms of x squared, x, and then the number. So we'll need to think of a, b, and c. Now what is the value for a, the number of x squared? The coefficient in front of x squared is 1. And what is b? The coefficient for x will be, there are negative 7 units of x. So this will be minus 7. And what is c? This is plus 6. So it's positive 6. So key into our calculator, mode 33. Okay, what do we get? Mode 33, I will have a is 1, b is negative 7, c is 6. So calculator shows me that x equals to 6. The other one is x equals to 1. But if that is the case, we are going to have two brackets. What times what gives me x squared? X times x gives me x squared. And my calculator suggests to look at the number 6 and 1. So this is positive 6. I will write down minus 6. This one is positive 1. I will write down minus 1. So now this is just a shortcut. What is the correct working or the full understanding of the question? So I'll need to draw my table over here. Okay, I always put the x squared term at this corner. What times what gives you x squared? X times x. Then next we are going to look at the numbers over at this side. Okay, this needs to be a positive 6. What times what can give me 6? And related to negative 7. So I will have 1 times 6 to give me 6. Okay, gives me 6. And 1 and 6 itself, if I were to add these two together, I get a 7. Okay, but I want a negative 7. So if that's the case, I need minus 1, minus 6 to give me minus 7. So I will have minus 1, minus 6. Okay, and let us complete our table to check. So negative 6 times x is negative 6x. X times negative 1 is negative x. What must I do? I must check that minus 6x minus x gives me negative 7x. So if this is correct, that means my answer will be x minus 6, x minus 1. In this case, we will have a special type of equation where it's only got x squared, there's no x term, and the number at the back is negative 49. So what can we do? This is a special type of product where we can identify this is x squared And 49, what times what gives you 49? 7 times 7 gives you 49. So 49 can be written as 7 squared. So for this type of answer, we will have two brackets. X times x give you x squared. 7 times 7 gives you 49. But we need the x term in the center to disappear. So we will need to have 1 is plus, 1 is minus, such that the x terms will cancel out each other. And this will be the final answer. Now, another type of method that you can do is, you can take it to be x squared plus 0x minus 49. And we can still use our A, B, C method. What is the A? A is 1 unit of x squared, so A is 1. B will be 0, and C will be negative 49. So using your calculator mode 33, you'll be able to get the answers, two answers. One will be 7, the other one will be minus 7. So we will have x times x to give you x squared. One is 7, so we'll write minus 7. The other one is minus 7, we'll write plus 7. So this will be our answer. Take note that for this kind of case, it's always x squared minus another number square. So we always try to change the number at the back into something square. For example, I can have y squared minus 36. Then I will change this to y squared minus 6 squared. And for all this kind of pattern, it's always subtraction. It cannot be addition. Another possible extension of this type of question is, for example, factorize 2y squared minus 50. Now, normally what we have is only y squared, and then the number at the back will be something times something to give you the number, and the two numbers must be exactly the same. But in this case, I do not only have y squared, I have a number 2 in front, and the number at the back is 50. 50 is not a perfect square, such that we cannot find a whole number times another whole number to give me, where the two numbers are exactly the same to give me 50. So what can I do? I need to identify a common factor for 2y squared and negative 50. So first step, we are going to take out the common factor. Okay, factorize out the common factor. So the common factor for 2 and 50 will be 2. So 2y squared divided by 2 will give me y squared. Minus 50 divided by 2 will give me 25. So our first step, we will be able to get 2 bracket y squared minus 25. If you are not able to do the second step, at least you must do this step, and this is worth 1 mark. Next, what can we do with the terms now inside the bracket over here? This is y squared, and this is now 25. What times what gives you 25? Now, I will know that this is actually 5 times 5 give me 25. 5 squared. So what can we do? We can use our pattern that we learned the previous example. I will have two brackets. Y times y will give me y squared. 5 times 5 will give me 25. And I must have 1 plus, 1 minus. So there will be the solution. Okay, this is a second mark. This is a star question.